Hey, fellas. Thorzax here. I I have to start this thing off with an apology. I went to the range this morning. I put the gun in the car. I had all my gear, everything that I needed. Got in the car, set the coffee, in the cup holder, backed out of the driveway, and headed out. And there was one thing on my mind: is shooting these Hornadies. Okay, I wanted to shoot these Hornady bullets. They were loaded with 47.5 grains of IMR 4895, and I fired them at 200 yards. Now, I would have a range video on that, but I forgot my camera. I got out there and I was like, oh man, I'm not turning around. I got signed in, I got all set up and everything like that. I went down there, got in the car, started looking around for my camera, and I realized I left it at home. So this is a kind of a post-range video. I wanted to show you the results though. Okay, what you're going to see here is that these bullet holes, let's see if I can get some backlight here, maybe that might help. But these bullet holes that you see here, this was my second firing of 16 shots. And you're going to count 15 holes. I had a double when I was firing. It was like bam, and one of them flew right over the top. So that was me. I bumped the stock when I was firing it. What you're seeing here is I started to screw around with the sights. That was after my first firing. Okay, and the reason why I started screwing around with the sights is because it was firing accurately, and I wanted to see if the sights would move the group. Okay, I know that shooting a range video and adjusting your sights at the same time, you know what's going on, but the viewers don't know what's going on. But I wanted to show you that the sights do work, and if you notice something, the group is centered over on this side of the target. And I believe that this is caused by the recoil of the gun. Because when the recoil happens, your muzzle will go up and to the left. If you're shooting with your right hand shoulder, it'll go up and to the left as it recoils off the bench. Here's the surprising part. My first group of 16 rounds. I'll turn the target over and I'll show you. Look at that. I mean, these are with those Hornadies. I mean, these are dead nuts. I mean, these Hornadies fire really good out of that barrel. And, that barrel is it's shooting less than an inch. Up in here, these were, that's a double. There was there was doubles down here, but all of them centered into the X-ring in the 10 if you could move the sights. That's why I moved the sights around to see if I can do that. And unsuccessfully, and I wasn't gonna burn up any more ammo. Surprisingly enough, I didn't bring my camera, and I showed up at 10, got set up, and I was out of there by about 11:15. So it only took me about an hour and 15 minutes to fire that. But I'm going to tell you what, these Hornadies, they shoot really good. I've never been let down by Hornadies. When I used to shoot my national match M1A, I used to shoot these Hornadies, and I never got let down in my scores. I've had a couple other M1 Grands. I had a 308 M1 Grand. I shot these, and it shot beautifully. Another thing, too, about my groups, you got to understand, man, I'm 55 now, and I have astigmatism, and I really have to concentrate on that front sight. And it grows, it'll grow in length, and it does all kinds of wet noodle stuff. If I'm not, I'll have to look away and focus on something else, and then I'll have to look back at the sight, to get a clear front sight. And I only got a certain amount of time to look at that sight while squeezing the trigger. Otherwise, it starts going all goofy on me again. I need to go and see an optometrist and see if I can get that, corrected. Drink more carrot juice. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. Hands down, I believe that the Hornadies shot the best. I think in second was the Sierras and then the Noslers. I firmly believe that the overall winner is the Hornadies. I've got a case of 1,500 of these that I'm sitting out in the garage. And actually, one box of that 1,500 is a recent purchase, and the other 1,000 is an unopened box that I bought like 10 years ago. And I did look at the profiles, and that was one thing I wanted to also kind of expand on a little bit. The profile on these bullets is about the same profile when you seat this M2 ball into the cantilever and you crimp it there, okay, I took a measurement with my overall, length gauge, and the profile on these two bullets is almost exactly the same. I mean, very little, maybe 25 thousandths difference between the two. And so the Hornady, you can set it out there towards the lands and it will still clear the magazine well when you go ahead and you press the rounds down in. So I wanted to share that information too. I think the Sierras are in there as well. The real loser of the group, although I gave it a good review at first, I refired these spears, and I was not happy with the results that I got. They were unpredictable in the way that they would shoot. I did get a good group at first with these. However, I believe these are kind of on the bottom. Years ago, I needed some bullets. I went ahead and bought some spears, and I don't know what they did different back in those days, but those 168s that I bought shot really good. I had an M-1A at that time, and they shot really good out of my M-1A. I think just because they had a shorter throat for the 308. But anyway, I wanted to share that information with you. This is Thorzak's, and I'll go ahead and upload this and get this on its way. I wanted to show you the results that I got with the Hornadies. The Hornadies are the bomb. I'm also thinking maybe about rebarreling that gun with a Douglas premium grade, match grade barrel, and see if I can go ahead and get it to shoot even better. So anyway, but yeah, an inch at 200 yards, I was pretty impressed with that. So anyway, Thorzak's, and I'll catch you guys later.